Alright, where are we at? Let's see. So we got receiving content on YouTube. Twitch is already gone. Okay. And YouTube's gone now. Alright. So, hey everyone, this is GeoWill from Productions², and we're back to do some more recording for Gold Rush the game. I want to note on the front here, though, that I will be getting the new Crimson Echoes. The new Chrono Cross videos uploaded before, I'd say before 2 sometime. Well, I'll get them uploaded, and then I'll publish them tonight sometime. So, yeah, you won't know that they're there until, well, I'm telling you they're going to be there sometime after 2, but you won't be able to watch them till later on. So, I did a hell of a lot of mining off stream, and you're going to see that I did. So, I've actually gone through a full clean out, and that one we did before, on the last stream, we actually missed some stuff. We actually missed the, sorry about that. So, as I was saying, we actually missed the Trommel to Jig sluice boxes. I thought we had gotten them, but we didn't. They were still at 61%, so I cleaned them out. We had friggin' 24 ounces of gold in those things. I was just like, what the hell kind of stuff. So I set that gold aside and ran another 100% load, and then did all that together, and it ended up being like 80 something, I think it was 90, 91, 93 or 94 ounces of gold total, which got me like literally about 100 and something thousand bucks. And so what I did was I used a lot of that to buy, well, not a lot of it, but I used some of it to buy the remaining, however many are remaining for the sluice box, for the nugget traps. I also got a golden agitator, and I got the all the other equipment to properly hook all this up to the generator and the water supply to have them be separated like they should be. So this is a full 2.8 setup right now. And I kept the rest of it, which is about 65k, to buy buckets, and you see all these buckets everywhere here. So what I've been doing is I've been storing the cleanout material to do it all at once. This is 3 cleanouts worth of stuff. We're going to do another full cleanout here on the stream. And then we're going to process all this to the wavetable. And I also had a whole raft of breakdowns. So many isn't funny. I left the lights on this, so that I killed the battery on this. I had to replace the hydraulic hose on the shaker. The jig, both the jig, or I think maybe just one of them. This one, the engine, not engine, but the pump, the section on the bottom crapped out, and I had to fix that. What else broke down? This is one thing after another. Anyway, let's get the last of these mosses in. And then we will talk about this craziness over here. I've done so much digging, it's not funny. It's like a small canyon in there now. And magnetite, holy hell. We got magnetite up the arse. We got 40% on this bucket right now. We're going to have at least enough to get the gold loss upgrade, I think. I'm not going to worry about selling it because I don't need the money right now. So we're going to at least get the gold loss upgrade, and maybe also in addition to that, also get the time upgrade if we get enough out of this. So I think we might. 20% was almost enough for. So it got to 20% last time. I did the last first clean out off stream. 20% was almost enough to get to the time. It was like 1,058 grams or ounces or something like that. And we needed 1,000, or it was 1,056. We needed 1,058. So it's just 2 ounces off of being able to get the time upgrade. You need like a 2,100 and something to get the one of the 2 upper upgrades. You know, the cost reduction or the loss reduction. Well, cost reduction might be a lower one. I'm not sure what the other upper one is. Well, it's the shares. So, it's the amount. That's what it is. It's the loss and the amount that you can do at once. That's what the upper ones are. Oh, and I blew 2 tires on the truck. That was a fun thing. I blew both the front tires on the truck at about the same time. While I was over by the factory, and I had to drive using the rear wheels all the way to the friggin' warehouse, and it took forever. So you can only go about 11 miles per hour before the tires would slip and you'd lose traction, and you have to start all over building up the RPMs. Alright. I also bought another fuel truck. Though this and the power plant are very fuel efficient. They don't use a lot of fuel to do what they do. This was at 68% full when I started this 3 cleanout push, and it only dropped down 16% during that whole time. That was like, 2 days worth of mining. The same with this. This is at 100%. And it's only, well, it's down to 39, so I guess that one did take more fuel to do. So, let's go take an adventure down here. So, I have mined up this entire section, and we're actually back here into this area where we had all that awesome gold at when we were drilling. So, that's really what I'm digging up all the stuff I couldn't get with the excavator now, with the loader. And that's what we're going to be doing now. Just getting all that rest of that really awesome gold and shoving it into this cleanout. I'm expecting that we're probably going to get about, I'm going to say at least 100 ounces out of all this, plus the next cleanout. Every cleanout will generate 6 buckets of material. So we're going to have 24 buckets to go through. Go through the wave table once we're done. Make sure I'm anything in the bucket there. So I'm gonna suggest that the second you can do it, that you start mining this way, and store up your material, because what's gonna happen is, is you're able to get down all the way to the bottom of all the way to bedrock using this thing. And it's a lot more economical than using the excavator. Oops. Trying to do 2 things at once and failed at doing those 2 things at once. So this will take about 30 or 45 minutes to go all the way to full. So we're in for a little bit of a slog, but it's going to be worth it. Also, when you're trying to get the stuff that's on the very ground here, like this stuff down here, it's really hard to do. Without the bucket getting caught up like this. So what you have to do is you have to go to it. I would say probably put the brake on, or if you're used to trying to do this like I am, you can do it without the brake. But you want to put the bucket down and go forward. Well, it's already down as far as it goes, so what we need to do is we need to lift it up. We need to tilt down on it. And right now we got a problem because it's getting hung up on some of the dirt, since the bedrock, since this isn't perfectly level. Can't quite get in there, can we? We picked up a little bit of it, but that might actually not have been from that though. Okay, so there we go. Now we got a bunch of it. It's really finicky though. It doesn't always work the same way twice, and you have to futz around with it a little bit to get it to where it'll pick anything up. What I found though is that below that line, if you have stuff that's below that line, in other words, if the material's sitting below, you see this little in the middle of this dial, or whatever you want to call that thing, leveler indicator or whatever, on the control panel on the bottom right. The middle one is showing you your the farthest right one obviously is the angle of the bucket, and the one in the middle is showing you the angle of the arm.
If you go below this, if you have to go below this to get the material that you're trying to get, you're not going to be able to get it if it's on the ground like that. What you have to do is you have to go kind of up to the line or just underneath it, and you have to angle this down until it meets the ground. Either that, or you angle it down quite a ways, and then you bring this down a little bit, and then you'll be able to pick up that stuff off the bedrock. It's not a general rule. It's kind of just how. That's the starting point. You have to figure out from there where the best placement is for all that stuff. So, because every little bit of ground is different down here. We get hung up on stuff occasionally. Now, see, since I haven't been running dirt through the wavetable, it's not counting it as being processed, so I don't have any gold for the lease to pay. What I'm planning to do here is I want to get enough gold that I can try and buy Old Arnold outright. That way I don't have to make a lease payment on any of this gold I'm going to be processing here. That's a lot of money. We need 300,000. Oh, oh. If you can pull it off, you can get in there without having to stop. It's just really annoying sometimes. What I was finding is if I went up there and just kept on hitting forward on the accelerator, basically what would happen is it would just start jumping up on the shaker at some point. I'm not going to worry about this stuff on the ground now. It shouldn't be too much in the way. Should have brought the bucket down while I was coming down there, but that stuff's going to be probably some of the better stuff. The stuff that's on the ground right there, but I'm going to focus on clearing this out first. If you find, like, if you go up this one little area here where there's like that light colored stone there, if you follow that up, it's pretty smooth sailing. If you don't follow that up, you're going to hell and back trying to get up that hill. It's kind of insane. I think that might be in there intentionally, just kind of put in their intention by the developers to say, hey, go this way. Either that or it's just random, which I don't believe. I believe it's going to be randomly right at the spot where it's easiest to get to the hill at. Doesn't make any sense. Ah, we're almost out of fuel. Okay, so we got a full bucket there. Oh. Well, actually, if you go up just right on this one, it's the same. But there's a lot less room for error here. You kind of have to do it that way. You have to come up to that point, because there's like a little hill right there that just slows you down a lot. And take a sharp, sharp left turn at the top right there. And you can get around through it much faster. When you do this for a total of about 3.5 hours, you kind of pick up all the those little tricks to make things go a bit faster, make your trips more efficient. Because you're burning fuel when you come down here, big time. Because you're finding the hill on the way down, so you don't go ramming into the material back there, and then you're finding it on the way up to make it up the hill. Yeah, we got a full bucket. probably check and make sure that we're actually, yeah, there it is streaming. Good. That's coming through to YouTube and Twitch. Yeah. Oh, I think it's going on Twitch. Right now my stream is showing an advertisement, so I switched over to it. Some sort of DJ Llama thing. Oh, it's an iSight commercial. Alright, yeah, good. Just want to make sure everything was going. Alright, so, you don't want to go too much lower than this because it'll start getting hung up on the slip down here until you get to the bottom. Or, unless that is where you're at, then obviously you'll need to go down lower there. But yeah, it'll take you a good, and there's a good, in that first drop-off section there's a good 1.2k cubic meters of material to dig out of there, so it'll keep you going for a while. We're gonna need to dig into this wall here a bit, I think, eventually here. Oh, we're gonna go up this road apparently, and we're gonna go the hard way, so I can show you exactly what I mean by, well, maybe not so hard. We didn't go the super hard way. As long as you hit the specific places, you can do a lot of stuff down there and not get in trouble. It's when you don't hit those things just right that you do get in trouble. With the hill, it'll go from 1.5 even 2R to 0.5R in like instantly, and it's like really slow. Let's see. Alright, we'll start taking up this wall here. If I can get up this material that I've got piled up, jeez. Alright, like that's, yeah. And I'll show you what I mean by, like, if you miss it. Like, let's just say I go straight back here. And then I'm just going to crawl to a stop. Down to 5R. And this one isn't quite so bad, because it's still in the general area of that one spot. But if you go just a little bit the other direction, on the other side of it, it's basically open at 5R all the way to the top. And it'll take you an extra 10-12 seconds, which is fuel. And because the engine's running a lot harder on it too. I didn't get it all the way up. Oh well, still managed to get the bucket into the shaker, so it's not a too big a deal. Yeah, that hill right there is a killer for the trying to get up. Alright, we should have a full bucket now. Alright, so I'm going to show you exactly, like, let's say we just go a little bit to the right of this section here. It's like right here. Okay, not right there. Where the hell are you? Taking so much dirt out of there, I can't figure out where stuff's at anymore.
there were certain ways that you had to go up when I had to go up when I only had so much room down there, and then I dug out a hole 2 more rows out of that to widen it out, so I didn't have to deal with those issues anymore. So now I gotta try and figure out where they're at to show you what I mean. Actually, I think that coming up this way is the easiest one. It's just a little hill right here. This hill is the one that's the big issue. I did manage to find a 17-ounce nugget. Actually, 17.3 ounces, I think. It accounts for about a little over half of what gold I have currently. Alright, so I'm just gonna go straight back up from here. No, this is actually pretty smooth too. It's hard to hit that stuff when they're not forced to go over it. And you know, gone to finger breaking lengths to not go over them, and you know, build muscle memory to not go over them. Oh well, we'll hit them eventually, and you shall see what I mean. Oops, wrong one. So how come the bucket's not going up? Tilting up. So let's see if I can just go down it and then start back up it. That's pretty. It's pretty. Huh. Interesting. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Maybe I have enough out that that's not a problem anymore, so the tires aren't going the exact positions they need to get stuck on things. Either that, or it's because I dug out all the material that might have been getting stuck on. That's the other thing, is that as you're going through this, you'll find these pockets of material like this one that are left over, the one I'm going over right now. It's not large enough to cause a problem, but there will be some that are. They'll like get in the way of the tires, and you'll have to try and, when you try to go over them, you get stuck on them. So it's really in your best interest to clear those out as soon as possible when we're doing this style of mining. I believe this might be called strip mining, but I'm not sure. So we're just basically stripping everything to bedrock, doesn't matter what's in it. And we're saying, damn the excavators, just like the torpedoes. Now, so we have this problem where we're going up this hill here, because we've been kind of digging in a fashion that allows that to happen. We gotta start getting a little bit lower on our buckets down here. And we got a lot of material we need to strip off the ground too now. We may just start doing that. Should to be about around 28% right now, I think. Maybe 32. Yeah, 27. Alright, this trip's going to be a little bit longer because we're going to try and get up a lot of that crap off the ground. It's always fun doing this. It takes twice as long, and well, maybe even 3 times as long, depending on how obnoxious the ground wants to be. Alright, so let's back up a little bit. So take this down, tilt this down. As you can see, the blade's being caught on the ground in the bedrock, and the physics engine saying, nope, you can't go any further because the tractor doesn't have the physics that it should. So what we have to do in this case, we have to back up a bit. We have to raise the bucket a little bit. Just a little bit. And we should be able to... No? But now we're not going to be able to get that stuff off the ground. So, let's tilt this up a little bit. Bring this down a little bit. There we go. Is that really a full bucket? Wow, it is. That was a lot of material then we just pulled out of there. Alright. Every time you do that, it's different. I've never had it work the same way twice. For different sections of ground. It probably will work the same way this time since it's the same area, general area, but different areas will have different finicky nonsense you'll have to deal with. Like that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep backing up here. We're going to fuel this up. We're getting kind of low on fuel. There should be a mechanic where if you let the thing run out of fuel, it breaks down. Like the tank ran out entirely. Since diesel's not really a clean fuel, there's always going to be sediments and things in it. They sit to the bottom of these gigantic machinery and their tanks, and when you run it low all the way down, it pulls in all that crap into the engine and filter and basically chokes it out. Basically, most of this fuel is just for fueling this loader. I've only had to fuel up the pump and the plant once when I was starting. Oh, I found this new bug too, awesome bug with the physics engine. If you walk up a ladder and jump, you'll go flying off it. Headphone users protected. Ah. That was a hell of a sneeze. Okay. Alright, now let's get some more of the stuff off the ground, because it gets harder and harder to move around down here, because all this stuff gets in the way of the treads, and you kind of have to fight it. What's always fun is trying to go around the corners like this. Let's get this stuff over here. This stuff over here is probably gonna be a lot more annoying. So, this is always fun when trying to go on an angle. Because see, now we got half the buckets hitting the ground here and half's not. Actually, we got a wheel off the ground too. So what I did with that is I just set the angle on the bucket a bit down, and then as I went forward, I just held on to the F key to drop the bucket as I drove. That will work sometimes. Not every time, but sometimes it will. I have to say I never had this much money and / gold this early in the season before. Ah, wrong one. Wanted F, not G. I mean, I've literally probably dug up out of the ground around 200k probably.
3-finger driving with 4 keys. By that time I choose and used a 4th finger, but I think I said 4-finger driving. It's 4 key driving with 3 fingers. Set it backwards. I've also kind of gotten used to what everything produces in terms of like the when you clean out. So if you get to 100%, all 4 of the nugget traps will, when you clean them out, you'll get a full bucket of material from that. The jigs do a full bucket themselves. So that's 4 buckets that'll come out of the magnetite separator. And then, depending on how you wash them out, if you do a rinse-off method in the buckets and a bucket of water, you'll get 3 buckets, I believe, out of the mosses and mats. If you, let's see, there is what I was talking about, where it's like really slow. You want to try and avoid that spot right there coming up this hill. But if you wash them off in the buckets, you'll get 3 buckets of material for the mosses and mats. If you do them using the nudgitator, it's 1 bucket. But you'll get the same amount of gold. It's just that the nudgitator bucket will be a lot more concentrated. In fact, I'm getting the majority of my magnetite out of the mosses and mats. I'll get routinely 6 to 7% in my magnetite bucket out of that, which is kind of insane. The first time I saw it happen, I was like, "What the hell?" That's after I got the nudgitator. Before that, I didn't see as much. I think the nudgitator is getting a lot more of the material out of the mats. So I think washing them, you get the gold out, but you don't get a lot of the magnetite out. And you wash them in a bucket. A little more. Alright. No! Good thing I bought it. Good thing I bought a spare. Because I was like, you know what? That other pump is probably just about done. Oh crap! I am putting material through here though. I need to shut it down. Crap. We're gonna be losing some material there. Crap! All of it went through still. Yeah, it's over here on this one. Alright, I'll have to get my jig pump, spare one, to the truck. Yeah, the shadows in this game are awesome. It's like, hey, you're driving on the air. So many things wrong with this game. Whenever I had to go and buy something, I bought an extra one because, or maybe even a few extra ones, because I was pretty sure that, at least on like the jig, I was pretty sure that the other engines were going to break eventually. Other pumps were going to break eventually on them, and they did. This one did, anyway. Alright. Now, hopefully, I sold the correct one and didn't sell the good one and kept the broken one. So it's the back one this time. Alright, so get out the crowbar. Sun looks like it's good. Yeah, it's good. Alright, let's go sell that one. I'll just drive over my stuff. Nothing bad will happen to it. If I can drive over this stuff with a loader and not have it, or excavator and a loader without it breaking, crashing, and all that stuff, then it should be good to drive the truck over with it. Drive over with the truck. Okay. Go ahead and throw this in the sell bin and sell it. Okay, let's gonna turn this stuff back on. Start. Okay, I got power. You'll do a lot of full buckets pretty quick, depending on depending on where you pull them from. Alright then. So what are we at? 40? 41, yeah. Every 4 buckets is about 10%. And that's really what you get. If you fill the shaker up to full, you get 10% out of it. That's about 4 buckets worth of material. So every 4 trips is another 10%. So it takes about 40 loads to fill this thing up. Fill up everything to 100%. It's less than the hog pan, which is 100, and it's less than the mobile wash plant, which was 50. It's 10 less than that. Of course, that has to do with the machine you're using. If you're filling it up with the excavator, it probably would take the same amount, 50. If you're filling it up with the loader, though, it's going to take a little less. We need a bigger loader, basically. We have a larger excavator, but we don't have a larger loader. I didn't get the bucket up all the way. Oh well. I don't know if that was a full load or not. That was weird. That was like 16%. I don't think that was a full load. No. What? Oh my god. You annoying pieces of crap. Damn it! Now I have to go to town. I need to get another 2 duplex jig pumps. That's ridiculous. I'll let that material go through if it already hasn't. I'm going to shut off the water too since we're going to be going to town. I might as well take one of the fuel trucks with me. I've got the money, so let's use it to fuel up. I'll take the one that's empty, the most empty with me. So the one over there. It's only got 4% in it? Or is that 0? 8. So that's probably going to be about 970 bucks or something to fill that up. It's not quite empty, so it's not going to be a total fill, but it'll be nearly. Ah, crap, wrong way. last second I was like, nope, I gotta go the other way. And nope, I need to go the way I was going. There. Now, at least I have money. If I didn't have any money, if I was still bankrupt, I'd be up Dren Creek without a paddle right now. So I'd be able to replace any of this crap. I shouldn't say that. I'd have to go and sell some of the gold to the, have to process some of that material and sell it to the, blacksmith along with the magnetite, probably. Depending on how much money I was in debt. Since I had, 60 whatever K left over, I'm doing pretty good at the moment. Although we're down to 14.6. That's gonna go down probably to 13 once we're done. So we're getting kind of to the end of our money here. It's a good thing we're going to do this last clean out. So this will be the fourth full 100% clean out that I'll do on this. The one that we're going to do and then process everything for. A lot of mining. But I think it's going to pay off. My goal was between 200 and 400 ounces. Preferably 400 because I want to have some left over to deal with the well, if I get enough, I won't have to worry about the lease payment. If I get enough to buy Old Arnold, which I think is going to take probably 300 ounces of gold, so it's going to come out in roughly to about $300,000. Now, it's going to take forever to process it, too. That's the other issue. That's where the magnetite comes in. If I can get the amount increased that we can do at one time, then that'll be nice. Even if I have to keep the... Oh, yeah, these are way more expensive than I thought. Crap. We're gonna be at like 9 by the time we're done here, I think. Holy crap. Bouncing around off the friggin' things. Ever since I got all those buckets, the lag has been incredible. Especially in town. But yeah, so if I can, basically I have to, if I don't get what I think I'm gonna get out of this enough to buy Old Arnold, I have to stop at the. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to. Oh, interesting! You can fill up. You can fill up your tanks with water here. I didn't know that. Interesting. So if I don't get enough to buy Old Arnold, I just have to stop because I'm going to save this in another save file before I process all the material and keep mining because basically I have to buy the claim, otherwise I'm going to owe so much money. Yeah, 10.5. I'll also fill up the truck while I'm here. Won't be nearly as much. Yeah, just 70. Still pretty close to, on the lower side of 10, so we're closer to 9 than anything else. It's more expensive than I thought. More expensive than I thought it would be, but not as expensive as I thought it would be. I guess. Doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. I think we'll take a trip back down the tracks this time. It's actually the faster way to go if you can not hit any of the visible walls. So it may blow my last 2 tires, but I got 2 tires back to claim. Alright, here we go. And there aren't any trains in this game, so we don't have to worry about it. It's just the easier way to go. You just gotta watch out for the Invisible walls. Everything started with a full tank of gas. Oh, full trailer of gas. Unless you're making... Unless you're making millions, fast travel's not even worth getting. Ah, screw it. Close enough. I was trying to get it lined up with the other one, but just screw that. Screw that right off. Oh, great. I'm stuck on this one now. Alright, Mr. Pump of questionable integrity. We are gonna we're gonna undisputable integrity you, I guess, or something. Alright, it's on this one. It's the back one this time. So, crowbar. I just feel like I should replace the one on the front of the other one too. Just because. It's gonna break down soon anyway. If the other one already broke down, that one's going soon too, so might as well just get it over with now. I'll make 200 bucks off of this stuff. The broken ones. Well, that one's not broken yet. It might be worth more. We'll have to see. That's one thing I don't know, is if broken equipment is worth less than stuff that isn't broken. Now, if you can sell them for the same thing... Oh, crap. Oh, I didn't even pay any attention, so I got a text. Now, if they're worth the same thing, then there's another thing that I can bitch about the developers for, because they shouldn't be worth the same thing. Something that is used and something that's broken should not be worth the same thing. The stuff that's broken should be worth less than the stuff that's used. Moment of truth. Are these developers flaming idiots or not? I mean, this will just prove it to me. If they're worth the same thing, I want to make sure I move the truck out here because I want to sell that. I think you can sell the truck, by the way. I'm not going to try it. They are the same price. These developers are flaming morons when it comes to thinking about things, that you need to think about. It's a pretty simple question. Should we make destroyed equipment worth the same as used equipment? The answer is yes. If the answer is anything except no, in other words, if it's yes, then you may have a problem with some logic there. Jesus Christ. Now I know why the rest of the game is the way it is. Ah. Makes perfect sense now. These guys don't have a proper management team around them. They're just doing whatever the hell they want to do. Need to get somebody in that'll lay down the law and I think this will reach over here. Oh, that was before I moved it around, I guess. Nope, still reaches. Okay. Just want to fill this up a bit. I think probably the 70 will do. Alright, start it up. Alright, let's go get the rest of the gold here. So what are we at? We're at 40, looks like 46 from over here. So we still got about another 20 or so loads to do. Let's try and... Oh crap. Well, I guess we can do it this way. Oh wow. There you go. That's what I'm... Oh my god. That is what I'm talking about right there. Boom. I finally got to happen on stream. That is what I'm talking about. This is what happens with the physics engine. If you hit things in a certain way with a certain amount of force, while things are in certain ways, and it just goes berserk. It just loses its mind. It goes certifiably insane. That is the physics engine of this game. Finally got to happen on stream. I had it happen just simply by rolling down the hill once, just rolling down the hill and having the bucket at the right angle to hit into the wall to dig it a little bit, and it flipped me backwards end over end all the way over those trees back there, and before the game decided, oh, I better reload this thing because it's kind of, you know, not doing what it's supposed to be doing. They put in a system, and they know about this. They know about this shit. They put in a system that if vehicles do that it resets them automatically. They know about this crap. It's not something that just, you know, like, appeared out of nowhere. They have known about it probably since close to the end of development. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to put that system in. So these guys know there's a problem. They didn't fix it, and they're not going to fix it. They probably can't fix it because it's probably a byproduct of their crappy coding. They don't know how to fix it properly. I'd be willing to bet. Yeah, see here, I've hit that one spot here now, and this is what I'm talking about here. It'll just sit here and spin for a while. You're not really moving up so much as you're moving over to the more shallow section where you'll actually start to go up backwards. Those are the spots you want to try and avoid. Finally found that one too. Alright. What the hell? Something else broke, didn't it? God damn it, the trommel's down. Everything is just being destroyed on this thing. At least this isn't processing, which is good. I'm just gonna fill this thing up then. It's 100, and then we'll deal with the bloody frickin' trommel. Everything is breaking down. I've ridden this equipment so hard it's just destroyed, basically. I've had more breakdowns over the last 3 hours of me playing this game than I've had ever playing this game. We are running low on money. think another 2 will do it. We'll get that filled up all the way, and then we'll get that up to 56 when it turns back on. I think that's full. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I've never had the trommel break down before, so it's really interesting to see how we're going to fix it. I think there's multiple ways you can break down too. Angle it down just a little bit so we get some of this other stuff here. Not trying to get all the way down, just trying to get that stuff that's kind of in the way. That must be full. Okay. I probably won't, well, I don't know, how much is actually in there? 90%. Okay, this will probably, well, no, this won't fill it up all the way. Well, actually, no, it probably will. It's 20%, so we're just going to dribble this in here a little bit. That's all we need to do. Alright, turn this off. Oops, off, not the brake. And turn all this off too. And we're going to go back to town. Yippee. So what exactly is broken on this thing? Oh, it's the chain is broken. So how do I pick that up? That's another crowbar thing. Okay. So we need a new chain. We need a new keyhole. Okay. Only the water running. You wouldn't want to do that in real life because you'd wash all your gold out, but so they don't have that kind of mechanic in this game, I'm leaving it running. I think there's only one chain, so we'll just get one of them. Could have been done by now. Or nearly done, I guess. Wasn't for all these damn breakdowns. No clue how much this is going to cost. Oh, here we go. Only 300. That'd have been a lot more. Alright, a little too fast there. Around the corner, but... So I get Super Mario Party and Smash Ultimate last night in the mail from Amazon. Open up Super Mario Party, and there's no cartridge. Looks like somebody stole it. Another one of those. I will say it's only the second time I've had something stolen from me by someone that works for Amazon. From me, I guess, not by me. And it wasn't as expensive as the other one. Alright, so those of you that don't know, let's do a little bit of let's actually play that out. Back when I was building this computer in May, or I think it was April, May, or June sometime. I think it was May of 2015. Yeah, this system is now 4 years old almost. I'd ordered a 5690X from Amazon. It's like $1,100 or something at that point in time. And so I got it in the mail, and I went and opened it. It was on camera, or well, recording. Went and opened it, and inside of it was a Bulldozer AMD chip. So somebody really ripped them off. I eventually got them to replace it, but they weren't too happy about having to be out $1,000-something bucks, but it is what it is. Yeah, so same kind of thing happened here. Somebody, what was interesting was that the actual box, the game case, was re-wrapped, re-shrink wrapped. And it looked like it was, perfectly normal. There was an edge on the bottom edge that looked like it had been cut, though, because there was like a little leafy, flaky part or whatever that's kind of loose on the the insert, the cover insert. Oops. Alright, so basically replaced every frickin' thing you can possibly replace on this wash plant. So it should be good to go now. Shouldn't break down anymore. I'll say that and something else will break down. Yeah, so I just returned it and I'm getting a new one shipped out today, so new one delivered today. Let's see what happens. I just don't understand why people do that and expect not to get caught. Or maybe they're doing it because they are going to quit or expect to be fired soon or something. So they're like, I might as well steal stuff. Instead of getting fired, I'll go to jail. I was reading some Reddit posts and it seems like internal theft in Amazon's pretty high for some items. Alright, 57%. Still got a bit to go, but we're on the back end of it now. So it's gonna take a lot longer than I initially said because of all the breakdowns. Actually, it is also because we're traveling a little bit more distance. It was going a bit faster for me last night because I was digging out this extra little bit here. So I was pulling in dirt from closer to the plant so I could bring it back up faster. Well, we're doing pretty good right now. Just a matter of finding the right spots on these hills on the way back up so we don't slow down too much. Efficiency is the name of the game. Oh, crap. Almost missed the edge there. No, took it too low. I'm gonna try and get this stuff that I was mining earlier. So this is what's gonna be where the real good stuff's gonna be at. Well, it depends, I guess. Normally those things, I think we're going all the way through. Well, I don't know. I guess we could check the gold map. Let's see, gold map parcel. This parcel. Okay, yeah, so there's no more gold in those because we fully mined that out now, I think. So we're pulling gold out of this one now. There's still Looks like 89 ounces left. Well, that can't be right. We've mined down all this stuff. Okay, it does say nothing. Never mind. Yeah. So this is on that section that we're driving by when we go back up. There's still 54 ounces in that. Or never mind, there's 54 ounces, but okay, so there's like a little bit somewhere along the edge that we can take off there. There's still a little bit of gold. It only goes down 1.5 meters. See, once you start getting to the very bottom, you get a little less gold. It's a good pace trick there. Back there. See, I think this is what we're digging into now. Again, there's still 89 ounces of gold there. And then along either side, there's still a slot of gold. Especially this one right here. This one's crazy. 331 ounces still, and it's all on the bottom. The best stuff is on the very bottom. 90, almost an ounce per cubic meter. What's really awesome is the fact that the engine noises will stop working when you just go to a menu. It's an interesting way to make your truck not sound like a diesel truck, but an electric truck. So all it gets the tire noise. Same thing with this, actually. It's like that last little bit there on the corner is probably what that was from. I may just want to go straight over into that stuff over there, or maybe right there. So you run into the friggin' side of the wall here. Eventually we'll come off it. No, I lost some of it. Damn you. Damn you, bucket. You are not fully, properly lifted. Alright, we'll need to pull some of this stuff out. Should we get a full load here? Alright. I think that stuff right around in there is going to be that really nice, almost 1 ounce per cubic meter stuff. Alright, it's, one way to get around these hills is just to do like a snake kind of pattern. So walk it like a snake. It won't be as fast as going up the right spot, but it'll get up there faster than you would otherwise. Just gives you a lot more traction doing it that way. Which is why snakes move the way they do. When you don't got feet, you gotta use friction. Make sure the bucket's in the full upright position, and down we go. I'm just gonna start digging into that wall back there. See where that dark spot is of dirt? I'm just gonna start digging right into that. I think that's where we're gonna get a lot of good gold out of there. Alright, let's angle this up a little bit more. Catch that little spot there, that's good. even better if we can get up it straight from the get-go. So by the time you get to the top, you'll hit about 1.5, sometimes 2. R, which helps you get along pretty quick. Now we're at 78, I think. Or will be after this, actually. I've still got quite a few trips here to make. You hit it just right, I'll never see 0.5. And that's when we get up the fastest. I'll try and drive and check texts at the same time here. Not doing too bad a job, actually. Okay, now I'm doing a horrible job. All right. I'm gonna waste a little extra fuel there just because I felt like it. Turned the wrong direction. Alright, I'm getting really close here. Jeez. This took way longer than I thought it was going to. Thanks to all the breakdowns. Sometimes you just gotta sit here and just grind on the crap to get it in there. Alright, another 8 loads should do it. Well, I think 6 now. Should be good to go. Well, 7 actually. Well, that'll get us to 87. Maybe not. Maybe it is 6 loads. I don't know, we'll find out. Well, no, yeah, 7. 7. That's 1, then another 1, then another 5. Let's get us to 100. Gotta juggle a little bit here while we're getting the bucket down. Takes about 10-15 minutes to do a full clean out. Of course, you already knew that because if you watched this before, you know that. It's all the, well, I don't know, maybe not, because if you're watching on Twitch, yeah, I don't think you've probably seen this game before, so you probably know. But if you haven't, it takes a while to clean out everything. Now that we have all the nugget traps. And of course we have all those buckets down there to process too. That's something new I haven't done before, so I'll take a little while. Nice, we got that stuff at the very bottom too. That was a lucky scoop there. Should be at 90-ish now. Yeah, 90, so another 4 or 5 scoops will be there. 4 or 5 runs here. It's 1240-ish. So like about an hour and 30-40 minutes or something. Normally to go to full, it's about 45 minutes to an hour, so definitely had, those breakdowns definitely added some time. The longer trips too. I think we're going to wait a day. We're going to wait till dawn. Rest till dawn or whatever. Because I don't want to process this today and then have to pay the lease on it today. Because I'm pretty sure by the time we get finished with this and then cleaning out and then processing it through the wavetable, it's going to be almost the next day. So we'll wait till, I'll go to the trailer and wait till dawn. That way when we start processing this, we'll have a full day to kind of decide what we're going to do with it or figure out what we want to do with it. Depending on how much we get. Like I said, if it's not over 100 ounces, I'd be surprised. So I got almost 100 ounces just from one clean out with the, well, there was the little extra from the 24 ounces from the previous cleanup that I missed, but still. That was only a 61% clean out. Wasn't even a full clean out. So we should get a lot of stuff from this. Plus we're digging in the right spot for the gold. This is where all that high, that really gold rich dirt was at. Alright. One more. The last scoop. Alright. Made quite a hole down here, damn. It's literally like a canyon when you get out of the when you get out of the loader and get into there on foot. Alrighty then. Let's put this last one in and wait for it to process it, and then we'll go start cleaning out. And then we'll wait and then process all the gold through the wave table and see what we end up with. I'm just gonna let what's there go because 100% isn't quite 100%. It's probably still catching a little bit of gold. I think if it wasn't, it would say that you're wasting gold. But I do think that eventually it would say that. Let's go ahead and shut down this. Let's do an emergency stop so we can start the one we need. And we'll unhook the water hoses we don't need. Alright, did I bring a bucket up to start with? No, I did not. I always forget to do that. Yay for lag. Bucket lag. There's also like some weird bug in here where so like if I go over here and then I switch over to here, it doesn't see, it says still use SG SG box. I have to like break the contact with the trigger or whatever it is in order for it to properly register again. See, now it's saying bucket. It's just a weird bug. And again, I don't understand how you don't find this playtesting, because this is like, you know, pretty simple stuff to find. You just come up here and start digging. If you can't find that playtesting, then you're a shite playtester. Probably should be fired. Now, if I was a publisher, I wouldn't give these guys another gaming contract. Especially if I was Discovery, because they've really done a crappy job on this game. It's playable, I'll give them that. It seems these days getting a playable game is Last Battle of Saigon almost. But it is far from being far from being, you know, release ready, in my opinion. This is more of like, to me, this feels more like an alpha game than anything else to me. It doesn't even feel like it's beta ready. It feels more like it's alpha. I'm just going to process that there so we don't have to deal with uneven buckets of stuff over there. And it is a full single bucket, so. You usually won't get any magnetite out of this. In fact, I've never seen any magnetite in this stuff. So you probably don't have to put it through here even. I do anyway, just to be thorough. Alright, first bucket down. Let's go throw all this stuff into the separator. And then we'll go bring over 4 buckets. I think we already got 2 there, so we'll soon get 2 more. Alright, 100%. You kind of just have to judge it. You want to stop it before you get below 25% material having gone through. So like, I stopped it a little bit early, but that's fine because if you stop it too late, then you're going to lose stuff. This will not stop if your bucket is full. Probably because the magnetite bucket isn't full, so it still goes, which is stupid. Again, really bad design choice. Everything else, or most everything else, will stop when the bucket's full. The gold bucket's full, but this doesn't. So you can literally just waste all your gold, and it didn't stop it quite so fast that time. Yeah, so we lost 1%. Wasn't there another one here somewhere? I thought there was another one over here somewhere. Let's go grab another one. Weird. I thought there was 2. Can be only 1. No, literally, there can only be 1 gold bucket. Alright. So, that will stop before it gets full. So I'll have a little bit left over. That's fine. Now, we need to grab one of these. And basically everything we have now for the mats, you'll be able to fill the 1 bucket up with all this stuff. So, all 8 hog pen mats and all 12 mosses will go into 1 bucket here. I usually start with the mats since they're the closest, and you can fit more of them in, so they're easier to get. Nope, don't want that. I just want the mats. What the hell? There we go. I wasn't highlighting it correctly or something. Or at least it wasn't showing as brightly as it should. I find a lot of that. It's kind of weirdness occasionally. Alright, last mat. Then we'll be able to fit 2 mosses into here, so I'll go and cover these guys. So I've gotten in the habit of getting up here and actually just stacking these, if I can get up there this time, stacking the grills on top of the jigs while I'm doing this. Just keeps them up here so they're not so far away, and makes it easier to put them back on, and also they don't have a chance of flying away somewhere or getting eaten by the ground or whatever. They're just sitting up there. Although once I was putting one back in from that place, and they got stuck in the trommel platform there, and when I went to go move it down, it actually got ripped out of my hands and flew way back over here somewhere. Took a little bit of time to figure out where it went to. Alright, so that's going on. I'm gonna get these other mosses out and get them ready. Get them over here so we can get them in there. Takes a bit of time for the nugitator to do its thing. Not too long, but we'll be able to get at least these last two out of here before it's done. Maybe this one. Yeah, just that one. We can leave it running, doesn't matter. On that. Then we'll need to get two from over here. I just like to put things back after I put them through now. Just a little more orderly that way. Actually, it makes the cleanup afterwards a bit faster because you have to put everything back in. That said, it does, you know, you're basically just shifting the time it takes to put everything back in into the middle of the clean out instead of at the end, so it's fine though. Since we can't put these in things to move them around, it just makes sense to put them back in. It'd be nice if we could like put them in like some sort of container or a bucket or a pail or something. There are so many things we need to add to this game. We need more wash plants because they don't even have the Season 2 wash plants in here yet. Well, they do and don't. Let's put it that way. They do have the D-Rocker in here, but they don't have Little Blue. They don't have that monstrosity of a trommel that Todd had made. They don't have Big Red. Alright, stuff is here. I'll be right back.
Alright. So, it'll be interesting to see. The Super Mario Party Descent this time, I think, is a Europe version. It has a set of ERSB has a PEGI rating on it, and the back is different. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Alright, back to this. Come on. So those 6. There should be one still open, right? Crap, I think one of these has already been washed? No. We have 2 up here? Yeah, we have 2 up here. Okay, what kind of madness is this? Oh, we already have one, that's why. We already pulled one down from here. Okay, that makes sense. Yep, alright. Alright. Brain-destroying circumstances abetted, whatever. Resolved. Alright, start. Now I'll pull down the last 4 while that's going. So we'll get probably between 4 and 6% magnetite out of this last bucket here when we put it through the extractor, through the separator. Now it'll bring us up to pretty close to a half full bucket, which should be interesting. I've not seen how much. I've never had the magnetite bucket be that full before, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens with it. Yeah, it's probably pretty close to like $10,000, $20,000 of magnetite there. Makes me wonder what the Hoffmans and everybody else does with their magnetite. If it's actually worth something, they're just throwing it away. Or maybe that's just a mechanic that they put into this game. I'm just wondering if they if that's what they make magnets out of or something, you know? It is, you know, magnetized material. So you think maybe it has something to do with magnets. It's like naturally that way. It's a ferrous kind of material. Would be interesting to know. Because if it actually can be sold for some amount of money, I mean, they'd potentially be throwing away a lot of money there. It's not worth as much as gold, but if it's worth anything at all, still, you're gonna have way more of that than you are of gold. So maybe it works out in the end to be pretty much even. So what she'll do is actually get 1 bucket plus like an extra % out of this. To be honest, I think that's what it is. It's actually like 101% out of it, really. And this will stop once it hits 100. Which is what that frickin' thing over there should do, but it doesn't. Alright, let's go ahead and throw this into the hopper. We had a little bit left in there anyway, so we're going to have a little bit extra. Crap, we'll have to do another bucket probably. There was still 5% in there. Okay. And that doesn't really add too much to it, this little 1% thing here, but it's enough that it'll add a little bit of whatever to it. Alright, so start. Let's watch that magnetite one go up. It's insane how fast it goes up. We might actually get 52%. Maybe 53%. Alright, so we got 1 extra bucket we need to pull out here now. Wow. Yeah, 420 ounces of magnetite. We could have 55. We did. Wow. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a save real quick. Yeah, we'll save just in case the game crashes when I do this.
definitely don't want to have to redo all that. That happened once. When I went to go stay over here in the shed, in the trailer, the game crashed and I lost an hour and a half of work. Okay, there's our loan payment. Now let's go process our gold. See what we get out of it. That'll go pretty quick. I'm gonna go ahead and bring over all the buckets so they're just over here so we can do it. So that tiny little bucket got us 6 ounces. That was 16%. Just kind of multiply that a bit. If we got 6 ounces out of 16% of material, that's almost 20, so I'll call it 5. So we're going to probably expect as much as 30 ounces per bucket here. Roughly. Averaging in for different densities of gold-bearing sand, it's probably going to be between 24 and 37 ounces a bucket, I would think. And we got all these buckets. I think we're about to hit a big time here. But we shall see. This is like, I think 2.5 hours worth of work here. All this gold. Maybe even more, maybe 4.5 hours, I don't know. I did not keep track. My goal was to do 4 cleanouts because I thought that would get me as close as possible to 300 ounces. And possibly even 400. It'd be nice to have a little extra to be able to get the conveyor and hopper. But we shall see what we get out of this. God, still more. When does it end? Except instead of being like on the Hoffman's first season where it's all just black sand, it's all processed material ready to be thrown on the table. So maybe we don't have the gold table. I think that would be awesome. It'd probably get you more gold too. Well, obviously it would, not probably. That's the other thing. We need the gold table. We need that. We need that clean out trommel. We need the that smaller clean out jig that they're using now in season 2 and 3. Hoffman's are just all kinds of stuff that they need to add to this game, in my opinion. All right, here we go. First bucket. I'm gonna try and feed these in so that they all get fed in at once, and we don't have it take a break, so we'll know how much gold we get in total from all these buckets by the time it's done processing them all. You probably should wait till it's under 20% to add the next one, so you don't go over. If you go over, you're wasting your material. If you go over 100. About 15 will get you near 90, so I would say even maybe in the once you get to the single digits and percentage, that's when you should go. Oh, we're up to 60, almost. Oh, yeah. All right. 73. 80. Or again, that bucket's not quite as good. Some of the other ones have been. They're not going to be even because there'll be different stratum of material in these. Still we're at 91, so we're already at or past where we ended up at last time. So that's the first clean out there. cleanout's worth 6 buckets. Well, it's actually 6 plus a little bit extra. That one's kind of on fire. In about 1.5 ounces. Holy crap. That was like an ounce there. 4%. So 125. This is definitely some of the better stuff here. We still got all those buckets to go. We're already at almost 150. We're only through maybe half the buckets. I don't think we're quite through half of them. Now we're hitting some slower dirt. I think the really big ones are the ones that are from the mats, from the Nugitator. The ones that jump up like an ounce at a time. I think that thing has way more concentrated material than the other ones do. Oh, we're definitely over 100 ounces. Now can we get to 200? We're about through half of them now. Still not at 150 yet. It's kind of disappointing. There we go. And we'll see what these other buckets have in them. I mean, that's still like hundreds of thousands of bucks right there. So 20. Oh, if we can get the loss down. I'm of two minds, because if we get the loss down, we keep more. But if we add, I think we have to do the loss first, because if we add the increased amounts, we're just going to lose that much more gold. So we have to deal with the loss first. So we're going to have to wait quite a while, I think, to process all this. There we are, almost 200 ounces. Nice. I think that one that we just put in before this one, for the one we just put in 2 buckets ago, was another one of the Nugitator buckets. Alright, here we go, 200 ounces coming up on it. Most gold I have ever mined before. 200. 200 big ones. We still got all these buckets to go. Let's see if we can get to 300. 300's the big number to buy Arnold. If we get that, then everything's gravy. Everything after that's gravy. So I don't have to pay any more lease payments. I would like to be able to do that, and then also get enough to be able to pay off the rest of the loan. And then take a new loan. Well, let's see how much I can get on the loan. I should be able to get quite a lot after this. Maybe even up to the millions. Because I want to be able to buy a new claim. Problem with that is you know, getting set up. It's going to take a lot of money. We'll have to get another. We'll have to buy another small excavator to move things around. If not, maybe even just a large excavator to move things around. Though small will work. You probably would go with the small. You could do it with the small. We'll have to deal with the money situation here. We don't have too much. So we'd have to smelt some and then sell it, and then we'd be able to smelt the rest. God, we still got, what, another 6 buckets to go. We still got one entire clean out left to go. And we're at 234. I don't know if we'll make it to 300. I'm cautiously optimistic. We'll see what happens. I think if we do make it to 300, it'll be barely. There's only going to be one more highly concentrated bucket in here. The rest is going to be kind of the smaller stuff. Struggling to get to 250. That one's kind of going a bit better. Alright, 251. 53, 4, 6, 7. That might be one of the more concentrated buckets there. So, if this gets us to at least 270, I think we should be able to make it with what we got left. We got 3 buckets left. And if we're averaging it, maybe about 15 ounces a bucket. No, that might be generous. I think we're not doing 15. Because we're getting about, every time it goes to the percentage goes down, we're getting about 2/10 of an ounce. I don't think we're going to get to 300. It's going to be close, but I don't think we're going to. Nah, we might not even break 290. That's still a hell of a lot of money, and I think actually we'll have to go smelt it out and find out. It may be enough because it's, you know, it's not 1,000, it's 1,200 per. That said, the cost is still about 1,000 per bar, and we're looking at maybe, you know, 30-40,000 bucks just to smelt this. Though if we drop the loss, oh, that was a good one. If we drop the loss, that's the last bucket, I think. So, moment of truth. If we drop the loss, we'll get more out of it, I suppose, too. Though. Because you lose about, I think, about 5% off the top without doing an upgrade. It's not going to, it'll probably take it down to maybe 2.5 or maybe 3. So, we got 291, 293. Yeah, we're barely not going to make it. But we got pretty damn close. We're going to 297, I think. Yep, 298. Wow. So we got 226 total, and then we had that the extra that we found through the nuggets, and what I had some left over from the last mining session that I kept. So we got pretty damn close to 300 ounces. Actually, I want to go ahead and turn everything off. So we're going to go smelt this out and see what we get. Actually, you know what? We'll do that. I'm going to go ahead and stop streaming, and then I'll stream later, and we'll do that later on. I got to go do a few things and work on some code for one of my clients. So yeah, probably around 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. I'll start streaming again. So that's about 6.5 hours, 7.5 hours from now. 6.5, I guess. So, thanks for watching the stream so far. This is going to be pretty interesting. So I don't want to save over this. I want to save over the autosave, probably. Actually, I maybe not want to do that because that'll probably get saved over itself. So let's go season. We'll rename it to Season 2B1. Alright, so, thanks for watching on Twitch or YouTube if you did. If you're watching this on YouTube afterwards, comments or questions linked below. Appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, and I will see you later tonight where we will deal with this.